Magandang tanghali. Ang pangalan ko ay Steven. Mainit na pagtanggap, where else Philippines? Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Where Else Philippines. I want to thank all of my viewers and subscribers who are looking at my channel. I appreciate that. Keep watching. I hope to keep making it interesting and making it real, of course. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to speak about something that I think is useful, and those are the Filipino words that I've learned since living here. Now, as you know, I've been here about 10 years. I know some words. I should know more. I had been discouraged early on to learn the language, considering that English is a second language here to the Filipino. And that's nice. It's one of the reasons why I considered moving here when I did that 10 years ago. But it's not something that is constant. There are some areas where they speak English fluently, and there are others where they struggle, and a lot of places they just don't. It's not their fault. I can't blame them. It is their country. They should be speaking whatever they want to speak. It's up to me and anybody coming here to learn the language if you want to get by. And the hard thing is there's probably 120 different dialects because, depending upon what region you're coming from, words have different meanings, or they are even different words altogether. So with that in mind, and realizing that Tagalog is the most common used language, I'm going to use the Tagalog phrases that I know. So I think they'll be handy for anybody coming here for a visit or planning a long-term stay to know some of these words. So I'm going to start with the general greetings, and general greetings are, the good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So Maganda UMAGA is the good morning greeting. You say that every morning whenever you see somebody in the street. Good morning. Magandang tanghali, or as I learned it, maganda hapon, which is good afternoon. And maganda GABII is good evening. And these are common everyday phrases that you can use almost all the time. Usually in the morning, you kind of follow the good morning phrase maganda umaga with KAMUSTA ka, which is how are you? And that's usually followed with the phrase MABUTI, which means I'm fine. If they say anything else, I can't help because that's the only one that I know, MABUTI. Another good word to know is KAIN, or KAIN na, or KAIN na tayo. That means let's eat. Now, when they sit down in front of you with a plate of food, people will say "kain na" or "kain na tayo," and it's impolite not to offer the food to the other person. So they say this as a courtesy, as part of the culture. They say it as a courtesy, knowing the other person has not been invited, and the other party is expected to say no or refuse because it's also out of courtesy. It's a cultural thing. But I'll tell you a short story about a friend of mine who lives here, who happened to be standing in front of a woman in a restaurant who was sitting down to eat, and looked up at him and said, "Kain na," and he sat down and picked up a fork and he was about to dig into her food, and she was like, "Oh," she wasn't expecting that, but you know, it don't harm no foul. I mean, he didn't really eat the food, and she was gobbling it away to make sure he didn't take it. There is also, when you're finished eating or finished anything, it's tapos na. That means I'm finished. And you usually say tapos na when I'm done and push away from the table. Simple, okay? Tapos na. Oo is yes. Hindi is no. Easy to remember. Salamat is thank you. Maraming salamat, thank you very much. Po, opo. Po and opo are words that are used to be polite, especially to elders. It's a show of respect, and it's used at the end of a phrase like Salamat po or Magandang umaga po, for thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir, or good morning, sir. It's respect. It's respectful. Okay, nothing more about it. It's good to use it. It shows that you understand. Walang anuman is used after someone says to you, Salamat. It just means you're welcome. And that's the response. Walang anuman, meaning like, it's nothing, it's okay. MAGKANO. When you're going into the market and you're looking around for fruit, vegetables, or you're in the department store and you're looking at different items, and sometimes there are price tags. In the markets, you don't see price tags too much. You might see a little sign on the fish or something hanging up on the meat, around the fruit baskets, whatnot. And you usually always ask MAGKANO, and it's like, how much? And they'll give you a price. The price might be too high and you might say no, and you'll have to bargain and go up and down to see who wins and how badly you want it. And even if you say MAGKANO po to be polite, they're still going to try to get as much out of you as they think they can get. It helps to speak Tagalog a little bit because they might give you the Filipino price, or they might not give you the Filipino price. But that's another story. But again, MAGKANO po, how much, sir? How much, ma'am? Is what you say when you're in the store or in the market. When you're speaking Tagalog to a Filipino, their reaction is going to be a little bit shocked. They're going to be pleasantly surprised. It just means you've taken the time to learn their language. And you have to realize that if they're speaking English and you're not speaking Tagalog, they're already smarter than you because they know two languages. And what do? You sit there speaking English or whatever language you come from and hope for the best. So don't knock it. But if they ask you, sir, do you speak Tagalog? Do you understand Filipino? And if you know a little bit, then you say, konti lang. That means just a little. And they'll try to work with you. They'll speak some Tagalog. They may speak some English. Depending upon how they feel, they'll say, oh, sir, nosebleed. Going around. Saan. Where? Where's this? Where's that? I want to know where this is. Where's that? Saan. You're trying to find out where a place is. You say saan. Don't recommend asking people on the street where something is because they'll point over here and over there. They're pointing all over the place. Okay, it's like nobody knows. Not the people walking in the street, not the cops walking in the street. Nobody. So study your maps. Google it. Comes in handy. I know what. I know what. My girlfriend likes to say a lot, "Ano ba? Ano ba? What do you want now?" Para means stop. Now, you use that when you're taking public transportation, like the jeepney or a tricycle, sometimes even a taxi. Some of the short haul buses, I don't think the provincial buses that go from long distance until they get into the province will do this. You yell para and they'll stop. I've been behind a lot of jeepneys and tricycles and taxis that just stop in the middle of the street and they don't care who's behind. You person is getting off, and that's where they wanted to stop, so that's what they did. There are no like signs that you see, bus stop, where jeepney stop or tricycle stop, and this is the place that people are going to get off and on. You might see some loading, unloading signs for jeepneys, but they are so few and far between that people just want to get off in the middle of wherever. So, para, and it stops. But if you're driving behind it, watch out. Paalam, goodbye. You're having a conversation, you're having a meeting, you're eating a meal, you're talking with somebody. When you're finished, you say, paalam, goodbye. And they say, yeah, goodbye, get out. Yeah, get out, get lost. And then those are the words. Some words, basic words, that are good to know. And there's always the word that a lot of guys want to know when they get here and they're walking down the street and they see a pretty girl and ooh. So they go like, Anon panalan mo. I know I said it wrong. I'll try it again. Anon panalan mo. Pa-ha-lan mo. What is your name? Ano panalan mo. What is your name? And your answer is An Panamango I. Stephen. My name is Stephen. I botched that. But the words are written down underneath. The NG word is hard for me to say. You got to do something with this. But Anon Panalan Mo. What is your name? An Panalan Ko I. My name is whatever. Try it a few times. I think a lot of Filipinos will understand what it is you're trying to say. They'll answer you. And again, they'll appreciate it just for trying. And that's the point. You try. If you try, you go a lot farther with the locals. So that's it. That's the episode for today. I want to thank you again for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'll see you next time for another episode from Where Else Philippines. Paalam. Hey everybody, it's me again. I forgot to mention, if you have any questions, pretty much about anything, leave your questions in the bottom in the comment section, and I will look at them. I've always answered or tried to answer all of the comments directly to those of you who have been writing them. But I will try to address these next comments from this video in the next one. Okay? So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for keeping me going. Paalam once again.